urged the government to have a sit-down with teachers ahead of the upcoming national examinations to resolve issues raised by especially those who will be involved in the invigilation and marking of the national examinations to ensure a smooth exam period.
Ni jinsi gani wanazoweza kusuluhisha shida hii ambao walimu wamelete mbele yao, hasa zaidi kuhusu malipo wanapofanya kusahihisha makaratasi hayo. Wale wanaoleta tetesi ambazo sio nzuri basi waweze kushughulikiwa jinsi ilivyo, ili pawepo na usalama katika kipindi hiki ambacho mitihani inaanza katika taifa letu.
And a widow in Kuria East Sub-County, Migori County, who filed a cattle rustling case in court, is now seeking protection from the government after being attacked by unknown people who she claims had donned police uniforms. The widow, who is currently receiving treatment at Migori Level 4 Hospital, says the attack happened a few days after the accused was released on bond.
Fungu hapa. Nikawauliza ni nani? Sisi ni maaskari wa Maeta. Tumetumwa na askari wa Maeta tukuche kukufuata. Yule mwenye alikudunga visu amepatikana Sirari. Tukaenda tukateremka tukafika kwa lami. Sasa tupite kona hivi tuenda Maeta station. Wakaniambia unajua mimi sisi sio kesi tunaenda kuandikisha. Ni wewe tumekuja tuwe. Ni wewe tumekuja kuua. Wakanipiga maka. Nikaanguka. Yule kijana wangu akapiga nduru. Wakaanza kumkimbiza. Wakanileta hapa ndani. Kunileta hapa ndani. Nikafanywa operation, nikatolewa makaa hapa. Hiyo makaa yenye walini hapa na hapa ikaingia ikakujia hapa kwa mgongo. Sasa kwa ukweli mimi naomba mnisaidie, sina njia ya kusaidika.
Very intruder, or this cow rustler, as alleged, resurfaced and actually attacked the same client, Petrus Gatti. So the intruder is at large. He has not been apprehended. So what I can request is that the police at Kegonga police station, precisely the officer in charge, to take charge and apprehend this criminal. Plus there another one, accomplice that came with for the second time, because they were two in number, dressed in the police full regalia, police uniform.
And the government has reaffirmed its commitment of restoring the ecosystem, which has been degraded over time. Speaking during a stakeholders workshop, Environment and Climate Change Principal Secretary Festus Ngeno said that it is high all Kenyans prioritize 3 major ecosystems, which include fresh water, marine, and terrestrial.
The 8 ecosystems on Earth include terrestrial biomes, tropical forests, savannas, deserts, chaparral, temperate grasslands, temperate forest, boreal forest, Arctic and tundra. The government is in a bid to restore each one of them as outlined in SDG goal number 15.
I invited you here that we take the high moral road, break the silos and contemplate, plan, imagine and strategize how in this UN decade of ecosystem restoration we can plan together as a state and non-state actors.
The permanent secretary further added that the exercise will be approached by all actors so that they have a common approach.
Let's also interrogate those strategies, look at the commonalities, we look at the where synergies can be shared. Let's look at what the walls we can collapse. Let's put aside narrow sectoral interests. Let's see whose comparative advantage we can maximize where.
The private sector environmentalists vowing to work hand in hand with the government in restoring the ecosystem, most notably achieving the 15 billion trees initiative by 2032.
In areas that are gazetted forest areas, we need communities as owners of land around the country to be able to also make their contribution in ensuring that 30%, for example, of their own land, or even more, is forested or is under forestry.
This comes amid the 2023 United Nations Climate Change Conference that will be held from November 30th until December 12, 2023 at the Expo City in Dubai. Parsayo Frederick reporting for Lunchtime News.
And some health matters now. A health crisis is looming in the Dadaab refugee complex in Garissa County after the county health department reported a second wave of the cholera outbreak in the region. County Director for Health Aden Hussein says emergency tents have been set up and necessary medical equipment supplied in response to the crisis. Our reporter Pauline Nasimiu with the details.
A new wave of cholera outbreak in Garissa County is sending shockwaves across the border barely 3 months after the county was declared cholera-free. According to the World Health Organization, Kenya's arid northern region has been affected by the cholera outbreak triggered by the impact of a prolonged and severe drought. New cases have been reported in the Dadaab refugee complex, with at least 6 cases being recorded in the Hagadera refugee camp, according to the Garissa County Health Department.
We have 6 cases, and we are also monitoring the situations so at least it doesn't move out of the current locality by engaging the community, not only at the camps, but even the host community, by creating awareness.
Garissa County Director for Health Aden Hussein says the county administration has already dispatched community health workers to the refugee camp for the purpose of public health awareness.
We dispatch some critical medical supplies, including IV fluids, and other related supplies to the camp to support them. And we are also doing, we are planning to set a cholera control center, which is already there. We need to activate it.
Speaking in Garissa County, Dr. Ibrahim Noor, a technical personnel with the World Health Organization in Kenya, says the agency is prepared to respond to the unfolding health crisis in the county.
We have been able to preposition some of the medical supplies, including cholera kits, cholera beds, IEHK and PPEs, as part of emergency preparedness for the outbreaks that are currently ongoing and those that are going to come.
Currently, WHO has offered medical supplies worth 10 million shillings to support the region. Pauline Nasimiu for Lunchtime News.
Switching to education matters now, parents of learners with special needs have been urged to invest in their children's talent and consider enrolling them in courses like fine arts, tailoring and leatherwork, among others, depending on a child's gifts. Speaking at Awendo village in Migori County while offering support to a vulnerable member of the society, the chairperson of Visa Oshol Nakuru chapter, Divya Shah, stressed the importance of empowering persons with disabilities, adding that like all other people, it is their human right to live a dignified and productive life.
Our kids or lock them in places that they are not reachable. Help is outside here. So it is upon them to ensure that all these kids also, they are engaged with others so that they can feel that social life that it is upon their lives.
My mission, I go everywhere. I want to give them wheelchair. I go, I see, and then I give them wheelchair or food stuff or whatever I have, and whatever he needs, so we can give them.
Elsewhere, residents in New Jerusalem village in Githiori, Nakuru County, have embarked on a campaign to urge locals to shun consumption of illicit brew, which has been rampant in the area. The initiative to end illicit brew in the village has been welcomed by administrators and Nyumba Kumi cluster members. Speaking during a Thanksgiving ceremony, the clergy, who have also been at the forefront of the initiative, say they have decided to change the name from Mombasa to New Jerusalem to signify a rebirth of the community.
Nimetupa bibi na saizi nimerudisha bibi. Hata saizi masista yangu, mabrother zangu hawako. Walienda, tumebaki watatu, tulikuwa 10. Juu ya nini? Ya pombe.
Asa mimi nataka waache kuuza pombe. Juu wamemaliza watoto wengi sana. Sana.
Ni kupitia jitihada za wachungaji na maombi na vituo vya pombe vikapungua, jina la mahali hapa limeweza kubadilishwa. Sasa panajulikana Yerusalemu.
And the Kenya Forest Service, in collaboration with a local motorcycle manufacturer, Kibo, have embarked on a tree planting initiative to plant over 100,000 trees in the next 3 years. Thomas Kipto, County Forest Conservator, Kiambu County, welcomed the partnership with Kibo, terming it a monumental step towards a greener, more sustainable environment. The initiative is part of the manufacturer's strategy to reduce its carbon footprint and support government's plan to restore 5.1 million hectares of forest cover.
We benefit from the resources on this planet. Let's not deplete them. Let's give back. And if all of us, we do our part, we can balance things out. There's a disbalance, but it can be balanced back. That relates to something like tree planting, but of course it also relates to just sheer efficiency in how you use the resources in all your processes. So make sure your environmental setup from an operational perspective is on point as well.
Other than that, as you know, motorcycles, of course, it's a combustion motorcycle that we have. So part of the program that we have, we want for every motorcycle that we sell, we want to at least plant 3 or 4 trees until we are able to launch our own electric bike.
Moving on, and the First Lady, Mama Rachel Ruto's initiative, Mama Doing Good, in collaboration with the Turkish Cooperation and Coordination Agency, have planted over 600 fruit trees at Rukira Primary School in Embu. Speaking during a tree planting exercise, Mama Doing Good CEO John Chumo noted that they are targeting 17 million learners across the country in a similar conservation works.
To empower the children at the formative stage on matters to do with climate change, you are sure that they are going to conserve environment when they grow up.
It is important to listen to the young people and to join them in speaking against climate injustice. The voice of young people must be included in decision making and the steps taken to ensure that they can hold government accountable.
And over 200 children at Abagarase Primary School, at least 700 households in Gafrasa location, Isiolo County, have been sensitized on the importance of maintaining proper hygiene. The hygiene promotion campaign, conducted by a non-governmental organization, was part of celebrations to mark the Global Hand Washing Day.
School children and members of public in Isiolo County have been urged to strictly adhere to best hygiene practices such as regular hand washing with soap and running water as part of celebrations to mark the Global Hand Washing Day. Speaking at Abagarse Primary School grounds in Isiolo County, Director of Public Health Guracha Kikuyu Sarite noted that proper hand washing can prevent up to 80% of diseases, with members of public urged to ensure that they treat drinking water to avert possible outbreak of waterborne diseases due to the anticipated El Nino rains.
Leo hivi tumewafunza watoto umuhimu ya kunawa mkono. Lengo kubwa ya leo tunasema kwamba kunawa mkono inakaribisha afya. Na tumefunza kwamba mara ngapi mkono unastahili kunawa, ambao ni mara 5.
We have also created awareness on the El Nino rains because we are expecting them soon, and because floods or water comes with waterborne diseases, water-related diseases, water-wash diseases. We have also created this awareness so that the community are prepared in advance.
Bila usafi hata masomo hayawezi endelea mzuri, kwa sababu mtoto akiwa mgonjwa mara kwa mara itadhuru pia maendeleo ya elimu.
The County Assembly of Isiolo was challenged to formulate legislative policy that will ensure pit latrines are dug to improve sanitation and reduce spread of communicable diseases. For Lunchtime News, I am Teresa Mutai.
In Laikipia, leaders from Laikipia North want their counterparts from Isiolo and Samburu counties to commit to ending perennial cattle rustling that often results to loss of lives and property in the region. Speaking during a peace meeting at Tiamamut in Laikipia, leaders led by Laikipia North MP Sarah Korere lamented that the Ma communities have lagged behind in development due to cattle rustling. On his part, former National Assembly Speaker Francis Kaparo said the people of Laikipia were tired of the constant invasions on their lands, calling for permanent resolution on the matter.
Naomba ndugu zetu wa Isiolo, Samburu na Laikipia, na naomba kwa unyenyekevu sana, wakati huu tushikane pamoja, tumalize ujambazi, tumalize wizi wa mifugo, hata hiyo bunduki haramu yote tuko nayo, rudishieni komanda.
Lazima muheshimu mali ya Wakenya walio hapa jirani yenu na walio popote, kwa sababu wana haki ya mali yao, kama vile na nyinyi mna haki ya mali yenu.
To some sporting action now. British number 1 Katie Bolter has been named in the Great Britain squad to face Sweden in the Billie Jean King Cup playoffs on the 11th and 12th of next month. Great Britain needs to win to advance to the 2024 qualifiers and avoid dropping into regional events, while number 52 Bolter is joined by Jodie Burrage, Harriet Dutt and Heather Watson for the tie in London. Anne's side missed out on a spot in the finals with their 3-1 loss to France in April, having reached the semi-finals last year. Britain is aiming to keep alive the possibility of reaching the finals again in 2024 with victory at the Copper Box Arena. Great Britain's last played a Billie Jean King Cup match at the Copper Box in 2019 when they beat Kazakhstan 3-1. And Ollie Watkins marked his return to the England side with a win as Gareth Southgate's side overcome Australia with 1-0 victory in a friendly match played at Wembley. Africa's representatives, South Africa, were held to goalless draw by lowly ranked neighbours Eswatini in an international friendly played at FNB Stadium.
Aston Villa striker Watkins turned in Jack Grealish short from almost on the goal line just before the hour in one of the few positive moments in a largely undistinguished England display.
Will it fall for Grealish? Followed in by Watkins.
Australia also wasted a good chance to level late on when Connor Metcalf hit the post with a header as England secured a morale-boosting win before Tuesday's Euro 2024 qualifier with Italy at Wembley. Meanwhile, South Africa, popularly known as Bafana Bafana, huffed and puffed to a disappointing 0-0 draw against lowly ranked neighbours Eswatini in an international friendly. The match forms part of Bafana's preparation for the start of the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers in November and the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in January. In other matches, Saudi Arabia were held to a 2-2 draw by South Africa. Jordan lost 3-1 to Iran, while Japan beat Canada 4-1.
And that story effectively puts a cap on what we had prepared for you this Saturday afternoon. I'm Doreen Arange, and our sign language interpreter has been Anne Wangeshi.